Action News investigator Scott Lewis is here now, and Scott, Mercado is threatening to drop some pretty big bombshells in this trial, right?
That's what he says in court records, Carolyn. He also portrays himself as an outsider who has not profited a penny from this alleged criminal enterprise. Victor Mercado is the least known of the four defendants and maybe the most interesting from a legal perspective. Feds claim the former Water and Sewer Department director was knee-deep in the pay-to-play scheme, fleecing taxpayers by helping to rig bids on multi-million-dollar water and sewer contracts. Some of those contracts went to Kilpatrick's pal, Bobby Ferguson. But here's the rub. The feds don't have any evidence that Mercado ever got a dime in kickbacks. The feds say his motivation was to hang on to his salary, which at its peak was $240,000. Under the powerful federal racketeering statute known as RICO, it doesn't matter whether Mercado profited. All prosecutors have to show is that he was a willing participant in the alleged conspiracy, even if he didn't get any kickbacks. On the other hand, defense attorneys could paint Mercado as an innocent pawn who was just following his boss's orders, hoping jurors will have sympathy for him. In a text message, Bernard Kilpatrick referred to Mercado as the new Hispanic, which could suggest he was not part of the inner circle. All of the big players in the public corruption case, Kilpatrick, his dad, and Bobby Ferguson, were the targets of numerous investigative reporters' news stories long before they were indicted. Mercado was on the media's radar screen too, but not as much as the others. Were you surprised when Victor Mercado ended up in the group?
I'm not sure I was surprised. Victor was always an interesting man to us as well, because he pretty much packed up his bags and left overnight during the middle of all these investigations, and we always wondered why. I think we're about to find out why.
In these court records, Mercado's defense attorneys paint him as an unwitting victim. They tried unsuccessfully to have him tried separately. They say his supposed role was so small compared to the others, he would be tainted in front of the jury. So how strong is the government's case against Victor Mercado?
Until people actually testify, you see the witnesses, you gauge their credibility, you see the exhibits that are admitted, it's very tough to indicate or to guess what kind of strength or lack of strength the government might have.
Kilpatrick and Ferguson could be worried about what Mercado might say. Both filed motions agreeing that Mercado should have a separate trial.